baro ki ba Peit ya kan ka program ka jongi ka Kynta ki samla bat ki Riewshemphang bat hang ne studio ni don bikini ki language ki Riewshemphang ki bade ki mangi ong kan tinong we ki trainer mo ki ba aji hi kai kamtam ya ki youth ki samla ha ki liang ba pair ba ki sa pe sha iwe pe iwe ningi nakanika program ki kita ki training ki bagi ai nakini ki language banga kermen bakanika program kalong ke ka ba ai men sim kamtam yaki samla ki bapet kamtam hakani kapog bangi new generation ka generation bathama ha ki pateng jongi ti ki kini ki training ke bakini ki offer ki ai hagi rukom bapher rukom tre jongi tingi zangshwa na I samla mishwa kupar motho ini ide I founder but nong syam jong kanika Meghalaya Model United Nations mi sapishai kadike kanika Meghalaya Model United Nations tini kong ni syam nga kublay mishwa ba ila palapo nang banwa jani program
kublay shbun kong bafila khot yanga agarteng jonga golong mishwa parmotho parngla syam kanika organization Meghalaya Model United Nations house nam arjar khatnyo kabaning kong beli bang asyam ni organization kalong hostam arjar khatnyo ki wan kata organization ka onga India's International Movement to Unite Nations hang thia po nong po boy hajandam katu ka first MUN experience ka jonga but ngai I hang to ba ki khon samla jingi kim ju yo am ko opportunity opportunity ban debate ani ko opportunity ban tanya ko opportunity ban le dialogue ba hadin hang ta kala khatik ka jing mo jonga kalong balay bakam dan ngani kalat ka ri ka jongi ka Shillong ka jongi tani ko jela ka jongi khamtam baling imyo ikni kalat tenang ta kan sa poiman sedang ka Meghalaya MUN but ka first edition ka jonga long arjar khat pra but hangta hiaus na arjar khat pra ngala yon kalat na police Delhi hangta ngala yo shu ki exposure ba khambon but ngai I shu ba kanno ka jing duna kilat nam ta ki samla ki jongi khon samla ki jongi but kanang ketik shu inga kana ong mga de ban play kalat mga ni ban sedang tingila sedang hangta tingla form ka team ka jongi ka bingi don menta la kumba sau editions ngila don Shillong ka week edition tura but so early edition menta ka bandan hajawai but po nong po how news nam usnam manwan tikata di ka Meghalaya Model United Nations baka kita ka Meghalaya Model United Nations ka ngi hikay ka Meghalaya Model United Nations kalong number 1 bagi khun samla jongi kimde ban long hakani ka pool kimde ban chu sakut sa tang haini jaka hangni bikin long island nila dia bikin jingai na ka ibaja ha perthai kidi ban tip ayu ga ja ka perthai kumbangan shu ai example ki ga baja pring Russia Ukraine mental ni ki ga baja po Israel mental pring Israel Hamas kidi kita ibing kai bikin ketik jemon jongi but they should not be happy but what only they know but they should explore more number 1 kata number 2 ngi khon samla jingi kilong introvert in nature ki don kata extrovert potential but ki kham tiang ban mi shakmat ki kham salia ban mi shakmat ki shakali jingkali tikata ngi sedang manikai ki public speaking ki kita ka public speaking what is public speaking how to do public speaking and not just kumno bagi ki debate competition or ngila don debate competition but there's a big difference when you debate and when you dialogue tingai ki kai mi ki dialogue how do you make dialogue with others and how do you negotiate and how do you talk with others tikata ki ibang ilek
Lijiba ba mashwa saya poi biasa shipping in sanction introduction dia de sani kaliang pangi don ikong Serafina mauto ikong Serafina ide ibashihikai trainer haka IELTS de kanika IELTS kadika International English Language Testing System isapin shai kadika ayu but kumjuru ishile kiniki content writing de isapin shai ka ekaba IMCME be ni chakadika content writing ki eki contents ka ba ipalat ipmi de long pin batay hindia
Kublay shibuni mas ban ai kanika opportunity yangi ban patay phangka ekakam kabangile te ngatre admission India kumi IELTS trainer as well as spoken and English communication skills trainer likewise I'm also a content writer but trekum social media manager so I think that's a lot of like titles for a person to have but basically ke ekabangile ha admission India is catering to students especially ki youths ki bamanta ki bakwa banit pulis shabar re ki shim ki don jing banyo kata ka ka opportunity banit pulis shabar teng tengi kum haka shnong la jong la khat be o banit shabar kalong jinjar ha namar babale ni ong o ka rampalat like it's very expensive but de ni hang te ni ai kata ka opportunity ki khna ban wan ban kren ban ngi bat ki mi pa jong ki and we give that kind of what will I say motivation for them to understand that it's not expensive to go abroad. You can afford it. You just have to know your budget, how to, enable to get that budget and how you're able to process that thing. On top of that, we give IELTS training, which I feel like English is a major language here in Shillong. That's no problem at all. But I don't think IELTS is completely different as compared to, English language. Sir can agree with me, I hope.
Yes.
So, it's not the same thing English can generally. English ni don grammar IELTS ka speaking, listening, writing and reading, which is kind of difficult if you do not know how to understand the process to work it out. So that's what we at Admission India, we teach as well. When it comes to content writing, I think I've been working as a content writer for 3 years now. Te ngala train na do por banga kanus nam alpu asnam te ngayo placement na Chandigarh University hi and ngadang enjoy na do por ngadon bet kanika jing thumu ban tho te dang asmusine dang akamen ni te ngadon ko blog lo jong ru ngala phai film tu sin finch pulikai te like something about writing just brings joy to me. Long kidon ki khna samla ki bas tana da music lalong na kumta kidon ki long kum ki nong tem ki lalong na kumta. For me it's writing ken, and I hope that someday ngarong ala ban publish ka kot la jong kum bong ki author te kata hi ngale mostly. And when it comes to social media, I manage the content of Admission India. I make infographics, I shoot videos, I post videos, I edit videos. So yeah, it's a lot, and we'll come to that more later. More.
Na onlom tating samis no shi ben. Sanum bas katakan onlom ko shu. Disibun kong Serafina. De menta sa shi iba mo dengan introduce saja. Iba Ajun Lingdo. Iba Ajun Lingdo pa ide founder inong Shem bat kumjuru director jong kane ka Northeast skill online. Te hingga mapiru lawal pin shaya ki papel ka program.
First of all, ngakarteng Arjun Lingdo, and I'm the director and founder of Northeast Skills Online. It's an kadikatang training platform for the youth of the Northeast. Tambanga cater lang ki local, national and international clients as well. Danga experience yung la train tala kat pras nem tam. I've been in the back end training about Northeast show, and I've trained thousands and thousands of youth and very successful all over India youth Northeast. And I agree with both of them. Language and all of that's important. The what I've kay bang lai im tak khat pras nem ngi po Northeast kadai ba ngim su thu ta, because like ngi perkat like ngi kwa ban excel ngi hap nang kan pareng, but that's not true. English is just a language. Communicate, because the art of communication is different to a language. There are millions of languages in the world. If you communicate, what will you do with learning English? Short story, quick intro. When I started my career when I was 18, Delhi, before like I can compete. I realized that my English was so bad. Parang compare with St. Xavier, St. Francis, South League interview I shall reject back to back for communication. Imagine. And then I realized whatever we think kung dream in reality for them, we are nothing in comparison there. It's always about understanding, not just being happy with what you have. I agree with that. Thank you.
Buwan ha kijingkili be timantangin niya sa ka second phase, second process tikidang dahabaya day ba kani ka Meghalaya Model United Nations ka main objective, ka main motive mo lafin pisha hiya
ka main motive lani ka main objective ka jangi ka long shaping future leaders. That's what we're doing. We lack leaders in our state, a very big problem, and a lot of the programs being done nang yoi, a lot of ki interventions ki done kilong Shillong centric, they're urban centric. Kilet bagi knash William Nagar ki done, ki knash Rongjeng ki done, ki knash Turai, knash Nong state. The main aim gajongi, the main objective kalong, but we should prepare local leaders. We start from the local level. Aim high just in Shillong. Make sure from schools and colleges, baki leaders can meet. And it has been a quick feedback loop in the last 5 years, but we've created captains, we've created monitors, we've created social activist leaders and young leaders. We have one student of ours who joined us in 2018. He happens to lead the Fridays for Futures Shillong edition. That is Joel India. He'll lead that through his learnings here. He's now a lawyer, he's practicing lawyer. Half the students we touch go either into advocacy or go into either public leadership or administration. Brilliant. So that's what we do.
Buta Firadon niki findings na represent fi ong hakani last campus ambassador.
Yes.
Hakabay day kita campus ambassador ba fi pick up students. Kumno fili ki findings ki observe kumno lo fi batay process
Okay. So the process is we already have partner schools menta. A lot of our partner schools are there over the last years that in the initial beginning nanya to hokka kalong kap because we're starting from ground zero. Corresponding school come to small not long ki brio ham long nanya to hokka ki bon ki school and ki black ham ki adults ki ong ki long very rigid to change. They're happy with kay kabadan school kina jingi gile tangkat ni kila pass matric labiang. So pushing that has been a tough journey for us. And mentak la khamsuk, I would thank, to be very honest for us, I would thank the support we get from the administration side of the government. The government has been helping us in many ways in pushing this ahead. We've been able, through the YES program that we have, that the government has, through the CMYDS, we've been able to reach to all the districts. All the DCs of the 12 districts are very helpful. So through the help of the district administration, I think so to mention government support is important for something like this. And because of that, we've been able to identify schools. We hold competitions in those schools. Winners of those competitions are then mentored by us. Okay, so we show them the world. It's like and then we encourage the maki part being inspired. It's like you become the central atom. You shake like the central atom.
So kata ka apply rural areas
everywhere. That's the best actually for rural areas. We make them inspired. We show them the world. Maki ki zang man vibrate. The nursing vibrate ki jongi ki kitash ki kana opet. Why that applies because the very peer that you have is growing because of that. So maki kana ki ba oku perlok jonga hiu ki because of this. The maki your encouragement ki. Kari hang ta ki. The matter should be top down approach. It doesn't work. You go to their school. You give an orientation program. It doesn't work. You need to pick up someone, train him, and let him be that ambassador.
Habay day bakini ki collaboration ni kita collaboration no baki government group bat kumju ki private organizations te ka ek jinga tre lang jong phi
so ki bon ki collaborations le ka bangi khrindam for the last 4 years at bangi le menta ka dibak election department. What we're doing with the election department is we're trying to increase voter turnout, especially in young people. But very aligning to us ka boong ba kon samla ka di mo phi barab ay ka rai. When we go to schools, when we give our orientations, we can tip. Ki kami ki pa pi ayla ki ban raya ka Instagram password jong pi. Pi ayla ki mi ki pa ban raya ki pen pong nam ta Christmas Dika hok ka jong piru de plata khat prasna man yo epic but ban mi shakmat man vote. The through that collaboration how stumble adapt we traveled all the constituencies jong ka East Khasi Hills district mentau snam hi assembly elections and has seen a rise in the voters turnout. So that is our collaboration. We're building and we're making sure that civic activities in Kina Samla are put at the forefront so that they realize through that itself of creating future leaders. Because firstly you have to choose a leader, then you'll know what a leader is. So we're training the other departments that we're with the Department of Sports and Youth Affairs. We were part of the Meghalaya Youth Policy. We were part of the discussions. We shaped the Meghalaya Youth Policy. It's still in its nascent stage. And you see as programs, like I mentioned, the YES program that we have. We have the Engage program of the government. So these programs are coming out from YES Meghalaya. I wish kanika message on khamtam ni bon ba youth organization baka YES program jang sarkar ling ba Department of Sports and Youth Affairs I 1 lakh for any program that you want to do. They're going to give you immediately 1 lakh for you to conduct that program. So that is something that the government is actually doing, which we should, I think, give praise where praise is needed and criticize where criticize is needed. So that is with the Department of Sports and Youth Affairs. Then we have with Arts and Culture. We've been engaging with Arts and Culture while we were celebrating India at 75. India kadap nyop sansnam, Meghalaya kadap sanposnam. There are a lot of activities on the Ikna Samla ki competitions, essay writing, storytelling. That was the competitions that we did.
Annual conferences.
Yes, the annual conferences that we do. So with the again, just another thing, and this year we had also what we call the Festival of Democracy. It's a large festival that happened where we have students from throughout the district coming in Shillong during the month of January this year. So those are the few things that we have done.
Habay day bakani ka network joki students te na ek kumno ka connection joki baki way pat ki other delegates ki bawana baba.
Okay. Te kada kilongum ne ngilawan yalam kamdei tang Meghalaya mo namar beling ikwa bakan long exposure ka bakhlain. We've brought students from abroad as well. Abroad for now we're sticking to Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Bhutan. So we had students from these countries coming in, students from all the northeastern states coming. So this year what we had in the month of August was what we call our international conference, where almost 800 students from across the region, across the state came together at Nehu. They hung to, but a lot of engagement happened, where they were divided into several committees. They're given a specific agenda. and then kia kren lang, and they had to come a resolution. And we are our organization is recognized by the United Nations itself, so we send our reports to United Nations every year. So and then in September, when the United Nations discussed in its General Assembly, most of the unique solutions are given before real diplomats can give discuss, okay, are these implementable or not in the real world. So so their friendship, it becomes a network. I've been learn a thing your network is your net worth. So it creates a strong network for them. Not only dang Meghalaya, kena na po nong staying ito kenya aspo silchar, nong staying ito shiputan, but on social media element that they stay connected. And I see, we follow them, we see them, so they connected through social media. So that's what we've done for networking.
How about the bikini strategies like method of like kapsha in depth use key methods?
Okay.
Strategies.
So our strategy is very youth centric. We don't follow a top-down method because that's been the method na duminshwa, and that's not very any more effective, especially when you deal with Generation Z and Generation Alpha. Generation Z and Generation Alpha, it comes to not belong peer centric. So what you do is we teach them in a way that you tell them this is how you do it, this is what we're gonna do, these are the ground rules, let's play. So that's our teaching method. It's not like, okay, this is the blackboard, A is for apple, B is for what.
Traditional method.
That doesn't work anymore. What you tell them, okay, then let's see what A is for. So that is our teaching method. Okay. Let's say what is B for. Then let us all discuss and agree and consensus. So that's what we do.
Training jo fi ka IELTS tika ipat ka response ka ba fiyo ni kikna ka participation jo kikna mo.
Okay. So if we're talking about like Shillong, they kadang very like it's very less because students are not like adaptable to the environment of like basha training ne bafikwa ban puli shushu kan shabar or like just maybe within India kalalong no kunta. With us, we cater to students ki bapuli abroad, but okay. But when we're talking about spoken and English communication skills, that's completely different. Because there we focus on students ki pakwa banang shushu yaka English. And hangti admission in India, we don't cater only to these students ki balit schools kum hakini ki urban areas. We focus on rural areas as well. So there have been students that I have trained myself who are just beginners, the basic English and all of that. And for them, kalong jinjar ki ban sungtho ka ikabafikran ru. Like the normal English that we're speaking now, also for them it's a very difficult thing. So we have to understand how we cater to the needs of these students kalalong no kumta. So what we do there is like ni assess ki khana. Now how we assess is basically ki one hak organization jung ni admission India, and then what we do is we provide them a paper. It's like ban shu test te kan no fees ka English jong fee. Dangila check, so I'll be the one who will be assessing the paper. I assess the paper and I see where does the student lie. Is it in the beginner stage? Is it the intermediate? Is it the pre-intermediate or advanced? Right. Now, whom do we compare as advanced? Basically, we're advanced people because we can speak proper English. We can have a communication using good English, right? Then after that, we decide on how we cater to these students individually. It's not like the normal typical way of how you teach students in a class. I'm findon shibun ngot ki khana ba. Oh, okay, to ngan hikai English fi menta plate ka kot kalalong no kumta. Kamdei kumta ru kom hikai jungi. Ni khodi ki khana ngi bu batch wise chumot laingon na sangot ki bahap hakajo ka category ting shim ki classes kin kalalong no kumta. Now when we divert to IELTS basically ka jo hingile we cater individually to the students because kindon ki khana because we don't cater only to Shillong mo. It's all over India kalalong no kumta and even abroad. So what we do is ni assessments they do the assessments, and finally we get the answers and we analyze them. After we analyze, then we check in which which band score did they fall under. After that, then we cater to what they actually need, and then after that we go step by step. So there are students who need only 1 month for IELTS, and that's it. There are some students who need 3 months, and then there are students who need 6 months or maybe a year of IELTS. So how you cater to those students, it basically depends on us. Kumnong in kita na kabentajong ki and kumnong i train ki hagajo karupam ken. Because kumbaong i ba meshwaro ngaya haba like the traditional way of teaching it should die out there. I'm not saying it to offend anyone, okay? But basically like we need to emphasize on the fact that we need more of like task-based assignment rather
Yes.
than just a teacher speaking in class continuously. No hikai du than embapi na du dang step hadu evening. Shu hikai no knarung dong hakli no hikai du la shukran hang tu long ban pendam no ka course kala long no kunta ho. Because niru ngilek school man changa kan ma umde bangi ong tang ki khana ki bamanta. Compared to us and students nowadays ki khana ki la ya one step ahead of everything te kam de shukum porjongi dang la ban sha te ban shong ban ngap iki no hikai ngim complain re ki khana manta slightest inconvenience also they have a problem te kala long no kumta. So in order to adapt to that, like we all need to cater to that as well. They not just stick to bang OM bangindi ka taka school will follow but ka taka rule
Syllabus.
you know ka syllabus kala long namta. Example, this is not to bash Nehu or anything. How many years has the syllabus been going for? I'm an English literature student. How many years has the syllabus been going for? Kalalong na kumta. I came from Chandigarh, I studied, we had gender specialization. When you talk about gender specialization here, people are scared, are afraid of it because they have no idea about what it is. And it's so sad because like later on when they what are so and so terms. And then you're blank to say anything because you're like, how do these kids know, right? Lalong na kumta. But if we cater just a little bit like kiong em ni don kini ki sex education or something like that, it's like a stigma then for them to talk about it. You shouldn't be that way, no? Lalong na kumta. When we're catering to the youths, you're supposed to talk like the youths, not behave like, oh, you're the youth and we're the elders. You do not need to know about things like that. Lalong na kumta ken. Thingy as individuals, what we cater or what we do, like same way, even at Admission India, what we try to do is we try to encourage students to go abroad to study outside of Shillong, because what does Shillong has? Honestly, like, yes, it has the infrastructure, it has education facilities. I got my education from St. Anthony's College as well. It's good, I'm not saying it's bad. But then when you're trying to expand your horizons, go in places where you can learn more there. And it's not like Bafin Lake Shabar, you'll get stuck up there. It's nothing like that. Once if you even have so many unemployed youths, no, that masters, bapli la shishong, don't come, don't eh. The Belay namarkia big government jobs. Now, government jobs is very difficult to get at the end of the day. It's not like fin krag exam hang tu filayo. It's nothing as such. And they have this stigma where it's like, I don't want to work for private firms because the pay is less. We get it, the pay is less. We all need assistance in the financial area department, right? But at the end of the day, if you don't start somewhere, where will you reach there? If you keep saying, but no, I want a pay which is 30,000. You can't imagine of that. I'll give you an example. When I was studying in Chandigarh, students who were in bachelors, they were working already. We don't have that kind of a suggestion here where you get internships.
Yes.
When we did with
part-time or internship.
Nothing as such. They banong bangi don part-time internship or anything as such. So I think we should do that. That's why beli kibon ki khana kilit no shabar ki puli no shabar. And then hadin the ki yo ki bre te you should pedal shabar. Don't hash nong la jong bangin sa hash nong la jong te kalalong no kumta.
Opportunities more.
Te kumiba meshwaru kini kile kakam la jong kila sing. If you have the funds, sing something, build something from scratch, employ from rural areas, urban areas, doesn't matter. You should do that thing. So hence why we also encourage students to go outside, not for them to actually stay there and don't come back. That's your choice basically, right? We can't force anyone. But, come back and set up something or start something which is small in order to help people. Like how I start with content writing. I can teach some students how to basically deal with content writing. Because when you talk about content writing, people have no idea what content writing is. They're just like, what is content writing? Basically, whatever content we make, whatever content we write on a piece of paper, that's content writing. Or whatever website pages that you see on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere, that is content basically. So we should have those kind of like, what will I say, like training for students to empower them, to know about these certain things. I'm sure most of the students don't even know what IELTS is, what TOEFL is.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Majority won't.
Yeah, majority won't know because they don't go for these trainings. And sometimes I feel like, the way we bring up our youth also, it's very wrong because we're so entitled to keep them catered in a cocoon, where it's like, you stay there, that's fine. You don't need to expand your horizons over here and there. That's very wrong there. I feel if you're from a good background, educational background, give strength to your students or your kids to go study further. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as they're following their dreams and passion. And especially when there are programs, send them for programs. There's nothing wrong about that. The least they will do is they won't listen. It's okay, it's fine. We have that kind of a situation where they don't listen, right? But at the end of the day, if you try to put them in those kind of programs, there will be something that clicks and they will pay attention to what you're speaking about. So basically, I feel like as we who are sitting here, we have seen a lot, like how we've been outside of Shillong and how we come back, and the vast majority of the students, they have so much of potential, but they don't put it in display, or maybe they're not interested, or we have no idea how to consent that, right? So yeah, basically that's about it, ma'am.
Haba yadi be kita kiru kam ai training jo ki hang ai pat ki pat mga kaliba miswa mo ki pat ki training approaches ka bafile.
So kata hing ada patay ha por baning kong bangi ni kita individually kan yi khana chimot kum example ma fi wan hang thik and then fi kwa banile spoken English and communication skills no thing an assess if you can under which category fi fall can, is it intermediate, pre-intermediate, beginner can. Then after that, what I do is, we don't follow the traditional way of teaching. We follow ki books ki jong UK can, okay? Number ba try jong reading bala officially na UK. So whatever the materials are there, I'm like, we don't have a specific book there. We check, and then we kita nakabenta gitu ikna can. Shmot kumiti ikna brang the beginners. What we do is, we try to look at the task. You know, what are tasks you might ask? I'm kala long kunta. So task kilong kumni can kum hai exams ni sa don't me I answer sheet ki khna and gin sa sheet ho answer say. What we do is ni I to ki task ni try ban pet bagi khna ki suthu ne me ka ikabangila I ma chong ki the kim suthu ni explain. Now in a way when we explain, we give examples can from everyday, you know, surroundings, reality and all of that. Not just sticking to oh okay kumbong A, you I'll take the example kumu A is for apple, B is for ball. Everyone knows that A is for apple, B is for ball. But outside that, how will you demonstrate something as which is A, something which is B? So that's the same method that we use, I guess. So I guess we're all aligned in whatever we're teaching. So yeah, it's not the same method kumbahikai haskul kan long and that's different.
Tahabay day baka ni ka deal jo fimo baka education consultancy. Ti kumno pa fi consult biki students ki pe ka jing ya jong ki pa ke.
Okay, yes, that's a very good question. The hangni admission India ke ekabangile is that ki khana ki one more and ki one da kanika jingmut ba pet nga kwa banlet ya kanika degree ne kanika program klalong. So example, I'm from English literature and I want to go for MBA klalong no example mo. Te what we do there is like ni assess can you fi kabyang name ka marks jong fi and then why you want to go for MBA, that's the main question. Not because most of us here in Shillong kalong kumni te u khana ulet ya kate ka course ngarungan le ya kate ka course. It's not what you want te kalalong no kumta. Why did I take English literature? Because I love language, I love literature, I love how novels are written, I love drama, I love poetry kalalong no kumta ken. Handre dafikali ki khana am when she seen probangile interview am nakali kai ken ngo. Are you happy with the course that you're taking? And they're like no. And I'm like, why are you going for this course? I had no choice, I had no option. You shouldn't do that there. It's like you are cutting short your, how will I say, your expectations of getting a good job and you're just settling for less. Don't settle for less when you are capable of getting so much more, right? So I think that's very important. So suppose if you are fit for going for this course, we do apply for these courses and we are linked with many universities within India and abroad as well. So many students from here itself, Kibalale, abroad, UK, Germany, Ireland, and even within India we have in like Shraddha University, we have what is that university? Punjab University, then we have Chandigarh University. So many universities there, and yes, finance are very important when you think about studying, you know, outside of Shillong, because it's not the same kind of like, you know, route that you're taking. But we try to help you to understand that, see, if you do this, we try to make sure that you get a return on investment as well, not just bafi invest and from your issue kalalong no kumta kanun ki khana jungi ki basa hangni ha Shillong ki bala invest kan nu phoshu lak da ki lak ki your return on investment em ki la shong ha yeng don ni issue ki don ki brew ki banga ithunga ki bala spend years and years da kalak ban le kan need ban coach kan need why you stuck up on just because you want to go for NEET? There's so many areas that has science and that you do not need for te kalau long nak kumta. That's what we try to make the students understand ken. But it can yam nginong ha Shillong kadang long very backwards in how people are thinking te.
I agree.
No, it's very, very backwards. It's like we try to help students. No, it's not that we're not trying to help students. But if the students ki one shiporam tang but show consulting, nang tu kilaja, phenomenon issue kadojong ki shay ki don, and we'll be like, oh, they didn't show up anymore. And be like, no, they didn't show up anymore. Now we can't force students. No, we can't force them. Ban ong ba one thing in batay fi ke ka best route if ban like that's not how we can do kala long no kumta I encourage students te ba one habaki don kung kini kijat career counseling one te, and we're not those typical career counseling ba intuition pisana feel adap kakam. It's nothing like that. We look at how you are able of performing and what kind of course you want to go for. If it's fit and it you are determined to go there, we will help you definitely. But if you're not fit for that, we can't give you a false suggestion. Amba, oh yeah, you're fit for that. Just go. Just because we will get the funds. Kala along nak kumtakin. It's nothing like that. And to be clear, we don't even take consultancy fee as well. It's unless because the university pays us. Kala along nak kumtakin. So we don't charge anything from them.
Fees kilong negotiable?
Yeah, the fees are negotiable. So there are universities spend more on example. Dangale hi daladi bukan haki universities, private universities example. And katuka fees ka bakibo ang 2M kanumlong exactly the same kind. So suppose Fimla Araban COM, we try to negotiate kin with them because they are like we are partners kin kala long no kuntano. So at least there's a benefit there for that also long kana ki diban pedya kataru. It's not baong ba tang bang ako abalit siya barte ani karam palat dengan no because film wat kalat kalinti kadon kalat kalinti fi diban wat mafiken. Ki juong name like you have to go through a hard route in order to get to an easy route. You won't go through the easy route and then reach a hard route. So basically that's what we try to do, can influence students in a positive way, not in a negative way. We've tried to go to many locations as well within Shillong in schools, but most of the schools, they kind of like don't really appreciate career counseling sometimes because most of them have.
I mean, everyone faces that problem.
I think we all three are on the same boat here.
It's like, see, the thing is we're trying to cater to the youths there. It's nothing for our benefit. At the end of the day, what will we get there? Like, we won't get anything, right? So we're trying to help them in a way to make them understand that, see, if you want to do something, you want to pursue your dreams, you can. It's not like there's no option. So we've catered to so many students within like Shillong here and even within like India as well. And the plus point about people outside it's like they're very like hospitable and approachable. I'm not saying that people here are not. They are. The ones who have come to us, they're very hospitable and approachable. But the difference is that the students here are very like stubborn sometimes. I don't know if that's a way to put it. But like if they feel like they're not interested, they'll show it plain on their face that they're not interested and everything. Last time I went for an interview just to get an idea of, about the new education and everything. I asked students some questions. I was like, can I have a minute of your time? They won't even say yes, no. They'll just walk past me, and okay, it's fine, I get it, you're all busy. I'm not saying banging ibon po. No, but when someone is trying to approach you, try your best to at least try to involve because your opinion matters.
Yes.
But it's not because they don't respect you. Or I'll tell you what's going on. It's because these kids, they are literally scared of the light.
Exactly. That's
okay. They think that they're scared of the dark. Ngiting ka jingdum, tambaki sa ka jingdum. Kiting ka jing shy. Because why? The moment pidon po jing shy, you are in the limelight.
Yes.
And then they don't want to show that they are vulnerable and insecure. So they don't want to be put on that limelight. So takadaw kikinik na de. Though they might understand that they need to get IELTS training or MUN or leadership training or public speaking training, tamba they will never approach.
Exactly.
That is the problem. If you pick up shabar pa de, where I've trained nationally or internationally as well, they will. Kidor kikinap amnang kan ABC of English also, kinwan pa de ban kwa banang for public speaking and this and that. Kimleran.
Just to add to that more.
Yeah.
Kids here, just to disturb it more, kids here are not competitive.
I absolutely agree.
The kids here are not competitive. They're willing to settle for whatever is given to them. Shabarem, namtai we rutir kunya show.
Yes,
So that's the thing with kids.
I agree with you.
Exactly. Kadikata hi.
Le marway ting ni so le aranya le
Right.
sia.
That's support system ta,
Because
because
no pingin le lang ta.
because ki kena chene dei kilalong because kalong kan nature jung is our belief system but it's our culture. Ba narudang red day that we need a support system. Menta you want to go and have a cup of coffee. Finam le marway. You'll need a friend to go to the washroom also, for God's sake. Okay, ngadang so na college mtan, ngadang I training. Ong if you go to the washroom now, finum let marway.
Correct.
You will wait for someone.
Exactly.
That these kind of kids, when they go outside of Meghalaya or Northeast, when they go for work or studies, break one pine out in like Saubnai. But they don't support system ta.
Kimju ki.
Kimju. But they don't have any support system to fall back on, no? They take it on marway, and then they are exposed to life. Marway, all challenges marway, don't support system, then they no pen or shia. I've seen that for 18 years. Kumju, bamju. Or ka weather kam yahap, or ka bam kam yahap. Okay. Kumni basa si Delhi. When I started my career, ngasang naru when I was 18 in Delhi, right? Te ngaru kaning kong amnang ban chat ban ni ban tiu itang ba pangachit bit ka bam na bar. Tabe pang realize pada ka tulap bangayo bar ka bam baka amount bang spend kam yahap sure. Te hap nang ban chat. Te gale nang phone chiek mai kum na ban chat dai, kum na ban chat ja. Hap nang. You have to adjust. But sorry, I took some of you.
Agree with you. Plus, kalau no puntahi, baki juang baki Shillong kimdi bantay. Kata ka stigma, we should like put that out there.
That's why life skills are there these days.
Skills,
Life
yeah.
skills are there. It's like, haba fidan kibriw hayang kibanang banchet nang suki imlili de. Manto if you katulog kabahe half of your salary kalali no.
Yeah, yeah.
No ba, minong shirt ki.
Bansi banyo le changi la dila. No kabam. Lalo no puntake. So yeah, basically that's what we do. We cater to students, but we are really like open to students coming to our branch. It's just in Lanmukra, and we really hope that students come and show up, because if you have the determination, you have the will, we will find a way for you there. Like that's what we try to do. So yeah, basically that's about it.
English pun kong Filipina pula percaya ke jingga lenti jo pi ba jo ke jing syam je taki students jo pi mo tementang yang dan sa ki jingli je ba beri founder trainer jo kenot i skill online te hakabai dei ba ki participation jo students te fisher conduct online dei te hakanu ka dor pat fi use ki techniques.
So kalau kumni like before I migrated to online training data, I used to do a lot of classroom training and on-site training, and not only tang po urban areas, but from my own volunteering actually po Garo Hills and these actually I training hospital. So I'm very versatile. I'm not a one-trick pony. Right, so I'm very versatile in spoken English, communications. I have a diploma in educational psychology, child psychology, master trainer, international trainer, all certified. But that's not the deal. Right after COVID, like everything merged to online, right? And it was obviously with everything new, there's always positives and negatives. Negatives kalong ningkong like a lot of people kim danang man use kiniki tools and Zoom or Google Meet, and but those are basics now. But the blessing kalong kumnikin, because I'm doing it online now, my outreach kadai more.
True.
So kiniki kena ban po village areas, like in rural areas today chunta kimla ban one po Shillong for training, right? But they require training. That they can do it online because they kidokam tang mobile, right? And Zoom is free because it's my thing, right? Integrated. They should log in and they can do it from anywhere, as long as they have a decent internet connection. These days, for village areas, so connection is good. So outreach kalong kabyange, and then it's easier for them. Okay, because so now I've just recently started Northeast Skills Online. But before that, I've been doing a lot of back-end work. So I've worked for companies like Avenues. I've worked for companies like Polaris. I've been partners with them. I've trained, I've gone to Manipur, trained there. I've trained Shillong College, Shillong Commerce College. Currently, I'm training St. Anthony's College. And I'm training them on a lot of different things. But coming back to what Bafyong said there, I was dying to say, but you guys are right. Peit kalong day. Kim realized that, coming back to your point, that they are not competitive. Why? Because they don't know what's going on outside. Kim tip I training like national and international students as well. Ki students shabar kilong, they are so eager to pick up new skills. Ki tip ba menta everything is digital. All right, in the next 3 years, by the time these kids graduate, the world will even be harder, much more difficult. So if they don't acquire skills minta, after graduation, what will they do? It'll be too late for them after graduation, but in sedang manwar kini skills. And that kataru ding. Now coming back to your point, ngam kwa ban blame ke khanaru. But now if we talk about skills baki dongkam ban compete in this modern world, there is no institution in the Northeast providing those skills training. Hangnetang English. That's it. That also English, how to speak and write.
True.
But not the art of communication, not the art of retention, not leadership skills, not management skills, not administrative skills, not social economic or social emotional learning. In my program, in my organization, I'm providing kiniki courses in taki kids 8 years to 12 years or 8 years to 14 years right after COVID. Kimnang jaban communicate. They don't have any physical interaction with people. Kailangan bitang online. So how do they interact with people when they go back to school or with teachers and this and that? And because that's how we learn. See, kalau communicate, technology kala evolve. Lifestyle kala evolve. Finances have evolved. Everything has evolved. But we human beings are still the same. We have not evolved. Like the way kumbangiding inado from primordial stages, we are still the same. The way we learn, the way we retain information is the same. We are still scared of the same things. We are still happy with the same things. We have not evolved. Just the market has evolved. So that's the major difference. What I'm trying to do with my organization is primarily to open their minds. Just to tell them that this is what you think. This is fantasy. Kanina Alice in Wonderland bafisa menta. Okay, come and put your foot down on planet Earth. Because in Shillong or in Northeast, if you keep yourself in this comfort zone and you are so afraid because of change, everyone is scared of change management. That's why change management is highly sorted these days. Right? That's why I train people on change management leadership. Right? No one likes change. Why? Because every time you come and change day, you have to do something. You have to make sure that you are vulnerable. Yes. And no one wants to be vulnerable, especially you need to pick up these skills. You need to pick up public speaking. You need to pick up, non-verbal communication for that matter, or learning how to read body language. They'll say yes. After that, coming back to her point, nope. What? Well, you were interested in, in this course. What happened?
Exactly.
I'll think about it.
Yes, exactly.
Very true.
Okay. I said the same thing. I said, see, I know no one wants to pay money. Obviously. Right? At the end of the day, in order to get something, you got to give something. That's life. You don't, in life, now you never get anything beautiful without going through pain. So if you want to learn something, you got to invest. We went through hardships. It's easier, it's cheaper. When I did my TOEFL or TOEFL training, it cost me a lot of money. When I did my certification for a Master International Corporate Trainer, it cost me a lot of money. Yes. But it's required. So it was like return of investment. You invest, you get what you want. But hangne pa de, kidum spend for acquiring skills, but the same amount of money, okay, if a friend calls up chale movie minta, the same amount of money they'll spend on movies and popcorn, but they'll not spend to actually learn new skills.
True.
Very true.
I'm sorry, I have to be blunt.
I think that's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we tell them straight to the face.
Program Riewshemphang voice opinion.
But kalau kung nilaban blame mo, it's very easy for us to point fingers. Ka government kumta, or ki kna kumta, or ki parents kumta. Okay, but at the end of the day, we are all together. We are all to be blamed. First, Nimdan institutes will provide these kind of trainings anyways. Anyway, you go Northeast, always about English. Spoken, written. I hardly hear any communication skills or leadership training or administrative tasks or even teacher training for that matter. I training for PGT before. I've come across a lot of teachers who require a lot of skills to manage classrooms. There are that don't even know how to teach stress management, or they can't identify, let's say, remedial learners, ADHD or dyslexia. They can't identify that. Some kind of diseases, but so it's becoming very challenging because I don't see Northeast moving ahead with anything else apart from just, having more and more of entrepreneurs. To be honest. You both are entrepreneurs for Northeast Minta. But what about the people who are actually, who cannot be an entrepreneur for that matter, who does not have the funds to set up a business? Shimut? Shumata, if they don't have the luxury to get a government job, what will they do? They'll have to resort to private. Now, private is difficult to get through, especially now with AI being integrated, because all interviews, major interviews are being integrated by AI now. Huh? Now interviews come, they should tell me something about yourself. What will you do for the next 5 years?
No.
Or give me some of your strengths or weaknesses. Kita along redundant mintaki questions. Mintaki interviews kilang mainly situational based and behavioral based questions. And the interviewers ki kwabe ki techniques like the STAR method, STAR methodology in reply. Okay, and like goal setting, we set SMART goals and Eisenhower matrix for prioritization. Kini techniques nain nang. For school, no one knows. Kim pinikai college kim pinikai in the northeast institutes bon kim da pinikai kini. Ni pinikai tambaki kena pre kim join. Kim kwa. Because they kim sutuba how important it is. They'll only can realize for kalalong too late.
Yes, exactly.
For kalalong too late, because ngadon ngan patay hok fi kumbang ong fi I cater not only to my age group is from 8 years old till 60. Okay, I have clients, I have learners right now from America, from Ireland who are already working in top companies like Google, Microsoft. Okay, they are 40, 45, but they are coming to me to learn how to speak publicly, how to present properly. At that age, kim le arandra. Our youth 18, 19 ile aran palat. So that's the mentality kin bro. Is the attitude actually.
Attitude.
And hangni preng perkat attitude is behavior, which is not.
Exactly.
Dahabay rin ba kanika time management pag kuno fi adjust sa kapo mo na mga ifile kiniki graphics nanta fili bun ki content eh.
Nga ngalong kuni batay hok fi day. Nga ngalong ngan batay hok fi. I have this itch or this niche ba ngam jukwa ban delegate ki tasks. Okay, like if there's a skill bangam nang instead of paying someone to do it, I'd rather buy a course and learn it. Takalong niyan batay story fi recently so nga kwa ban create a website. Okay, my own Northeast online skills online website. My friends yung balay mamsibay developers. It's easier. Sa post and pojar silak they'll make a nice website. Then nga perkat preling nga that means ngamdan ka to ka skill label na website. Why? Nga clearly kan balay ngamla. So what I did was I paid for a course. Right? Nga shong course, I learned digital marketing, I learned how to build a website, I learned how to code, nga puli, nga shnahi. And now kita perlu jangan kiyong kumna mishnahi ngong because if mese milaban in acquire a skill, why can't I? Why should I pay you for that? Yes, time management, I'll tell you, see, because I train people nga pinikai time management that really wangam follow mga ta nga along kum babi.
Exactly.
So time management again is very easy to do. It's like goal setting. It's very easy to do. Tamba follow through is bad. It's like pretty bad. Nimjul follow through with goal setting or time management. But time management, what I do is very simple. I don't plan ahead too much. I don't plan a week ahead as well because see, life is very funny. We don't know whether we're going to get up tomorrow morning or not. Then ngim tip la sham step kimat kin play ru. Tangi lai plan pe bro shiteo bro shis number shijingim. Dai, te nga pa ngale kumne I live day by day kin. I take it day by day. Chum task min mate bangan thya, I take out a piece of paper, nga thought like what are the tasks nga don bangan le la shai katuk ta nga thought katuk ta po website development katuk ta po training, this much for research. I have an entire schedule. And then obviously I use key techniques like the Eisenhower matrix to prioritize which tasks fall under urgent and important, urgent not important. So that makes my tasks regulated kin. The hangto ganang man manage my entire day. And then I keep some time to de-stress, also very important. You need to de-stress also, which a lot of us in Upper Northeast, we don't know how to de-stress. And it's so sad that, I see that, adults or even children these days committing suicide, getting into depression, when it all could have been handled if someone teaches them how to manage stress. Because stress is the first step. Then you move to anxiety, then panic disorder, then depression. See? But stress is not a disease. You can't get medication for it. You just need to understand what are the stresses and how to manage that. Dari bang ilak tu naruning from this age they class like 12-year-old, 13-year-olds, no? The rate of suicides would be very, very minimal. Because if you look at key movie stars who say like, Sushant Singh Rajput, Robbie Williams, committed suicide. Famous people. Why? Depression. When people are in depression, the mind does not work. Along scary kin. That's why I came up with this Northeast Skills Online to help as many people as I can. Not only the youth, but even adults for that matter. Because even adults are struggling right now. Majorly. Because I'm telling you, I'll tell you honestly, adults are struggling more than students right now. Because adults are already in the working field and things have just changed drastically. Everything has moved digital, and no one has no idea of how to even conduct a presentation digitally. Along challenging. Yes.
Habai dia bagi response ki kena ba kunu fi shimpa ki response ki feedback long fi le lang international national ba kunu local mo te kunu fi shimpa ki reviews ki.
So reviews is very simple. Like Kilaban I reviews yang apa Google, they can give reviews to me on my website. Sometimes I ask them for recorded feedback as well. So I have all of that. But the best thing that so far, touch wood, I've never had like really bad feedback from anyone in the past 18 and a half years, because the methodology when I train them is not theory.
Yes.
I don't believe in theoretical knowledge, because if that was the case, we would have learned everything in school and college. I believe, so I have a very simple approach. Approach logic, practicality, science, and psychology. Okay? Because everything is connected to that. Mata shumta fi kren do fi ang atiang public speaking fi ang atiang blay bangam nang kren pareng. That's wrong. Umdei pa film nang kren pareng. It's a mental thing, because our body has 3 survival mechanisms: fight, flight, freeze. Tem ta shumt fi ong shiong yelde bangamla singamla ka body jong fiam kam tip ra kali po survival mode.
Yes.
Kali po survival mode, te fight film punya fight back audience, so that's gone. Freeze, flight you can't run away. Dai te fisa ko natang freeze kin. Te ka body kan kan freeze kin. That means all the blood goes to all your major organs. Dai to protect your organs pakan yap in survival tama. And there's just enough blood left hapo clear just to keep the brain alive. But hak to po de perkat kay bakan omre kamira. Why? Because kamdon snap bon circulate. You understand? Hang to bikiyong ani ngam nang pareng ani ngaduna vocabulary ba ngabhaba nang let me go learn spoken English. Kinang spoken English again.
But
presentation kim nang. Why? Because they have not catered to the initial problem, which is psychology, human behavior. That's why. Because I'm an accredited neuro-linguistic programming as well. I'm an NLP and life coach, so I'm certified on that as well. So why we are the way we are? Why do we behave the way we behave? So that's what I target mainly. Whether it's students, children, or even adults, or even homemakers for that matter, I focus on them mental aspects first, because that's where the fight is. Once this is clear, everything falls into place. Everything. If you cannot get this aligned properly, then whatever you do is just going to, you're just barking up the wrong tree or just falling on deaf ears. Like MUN today. If Kibriya Bamlong interested and don't know about MUN, kidam one.
Exactly.
IELTS, if no one knows about IELTS or does not know what's the importance of IELTS, no one will come. Same with me. If they don't know why it's important, they will not come.
Yeah, true.
Okay, and that's where why we are struggling, is that everything that's being advertised right now in the Northeast is not about what we are doing.
Exactly. True.
Which it should be, wherein students should know why this is important. Baling hapli ketika course baka nang digital marketing, or I should know SEO, or I should know how to be a leader. What is the difference between a leader and a manager? Or what are RAG reports, or how to create presentations on Canva.
Yep.
That's what people require these days. Okay. Now ask any students in the Northeast right now, how many of them even know what ChatGPT is or what command prompts are all about? Yes. Other students all over the world are using ChatGPT left, right, and center, coming up with proposals, project reports, beautiful stuff. Ngishine pada am. Ngim tre raban nang. Mdeta ngim tip ngim tre. Why? It takes effort, it takes time, and I'd rather spend 1 hour on social media rather than learning a new skill. Kalong na puntakin. Taba long di ba kumaong imam hang neba krens new mo. Kani kalong ba ngangalai for such a long time, and it's 18 years kam kashu.
In a way, long may kersiu tia.
Hot, yes, wake up. Because we all train international, national, and local students and people. Ngitip ba shabar ka market kalong kumno. Kaya kibriyo ki don't come ayu. Like, what are they looking for? If you come, you want to work in a Google, in a Microsoft, okay, you need to have skills. If you don't skills, will not you. Education will just take you somewhere, so much. Education these days is just like more of a benchmark. Okay, you're a graduate, you're an MBA. Yes, you are eligible to apply. If you're eligible to apply, but that does not guarantee that you'll get the job.
Yes.
So, ni pera sining ina perkat graduate da MBA, I'll get a job.
I use this a lot, Bomafi. You are eligible but not employable.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes.
You are eligible, but you're not employable.
Absolutely. And I like similar thing I like to say that you might be competent, but if you don't have the competencies to show that you're competent, what's the point?
What's the point?
Exactly.
There are no skills. Matoi. Philaban tray. Ngaramong that you're not motivated to work na fimdon fimla ban tray. Tamba the fimdon ki skills hi ban tray. Tamana bahi banai kam yafi. Whether it's government ne, private ne, ka business lajong ne, ka you want to be an entrepreneur, the fimdon ki skills. Pinumla ale yera.
And kawiru ki khnajungi is like shumut ki apply kame kimyo ki give up no the like.
Very easily.
I'm not built for this. Ne ngamyo amentayu kam sarkar room yo kani room yo. If you don't name the skill, pat kin kabay habat kay kabafi apply mafi. Kam di ba oh don ka manager should apply. Don't name the skills yung manager rule apply la ka apply.
It's not only that. Recently, I just give you a quick story before you ask another question. Recently, I had this. Not of my student. It's just an open because in my company, what I do is every month I've started launching master classes. So I give one free master class every month. Like anyone who wants to join, want to learn something new. And obviously I give webinars as well. Like I have industry experts that come from all over the globe, for 1 hour, and they share their experiences. I received a text on Instagram the other day. Week nakli yung ba ngakwa apply kani ka kamte. Can you help me? Batay siya ngak no ban siyang interview. And I don't even know the person. Tanga yarap. My first question was, Piko ban apply believe kani ka kam. Like what does the job entail? Mo ki responsibilities you have there. Ngam tip te.
Exactly.
Tangong like tangong first if you shop if you apply for research or company you ma like company you kade ka kam you fiap le you. And like you have to know if you have you to come shop in apply Kim tipra. So the problem is that no one wants to even research.
Exactly.
You hear that there's an opening, sounds good.
Sounds good.
I'll apply.
Apply. Kay bahab le tip. Then they go for the interview tun kli. Well if you apply, what do you have to do here? And then they go blank. And then kat aring am like parang.
Yep.
Spoken English.
Okay. I've seen that because a lot of my students, baki one all over, I want to learn spoken English. But in reality, is not spoken English. It's just everything is in the head.
Yeah.
If you go to my website, which I've just taken it down, I'm just reworking some whatever content. But if you go there, if you that I've not put any price point. I've not added any fees, nothing. Everywhere you go, you'll have a free demo with me, half an hour. If you are interested in any course, you book a demo session with me. We have a chat for Kynta. Okay, I find out exactly whether you need that course or not first of all. So if you come to a course and then like, okay, join the, what's the point?
Yes.
Maybe after half an hour, I'll be a course come day fee. You are looking for this one. Because you sometimes keep tip, no?
Yes.
And then you say discuss, like, how much what's the budget like, and then the duration like, because see, it's not always about the money, it's about empowering the people. Right? See, my goal here is not about just minting money. If I wanted to do that, I could have continued with my career outside. Because my company is mobile, I can carry it anywhere I want. At least when they'll get, they'll learn stuff, they'll learn a lot of stuff. That's what I want people to get. And they get certified from my company as well, which they can use in their resumes. It'll add value. And because these kind of skills that I'm offering, no one else is offering in the Northeast right now. Kalong tak.
Tang ko biga jingkali yang ko akli fi mo ba ajan ki ba pe yang ni program mo hamtan kamlong interactive ti akabay day ba kani ka updated ko sa mga US ngos pang kani ki certified chat GPT ba kani ki digital marketing ti kay ka jing matoy ba kani ki kana kinyo anak kani pa ka course na ma kinang don mentang ba pe program ko active mo fi ba kalong kamlong trending mentang
kalong no chat GPT kalong see is an AI powered tool and it's evolving every year ningkong kasang chat GPT now we have chat GPT 4. The chat GPT is just like an AI tool wherein you can use that to actually with your studies, content writing or creating reports, proposals. But like you can't use chat GPT like a Google search engine.
You can't use the materials as well.
And the materials also, yes, you can if you know how to use the command prompts properly.
Yes.
See, everything is you can manipulate anything. At the end of the day, ChatGPT is an AI and it's invented by humans, right? If you know how to use the command prompts properly, if you know how to challenge ChatGPT or even Bing AI for that matter, the finangman challenge, the finangman use command prompts, you get exactly what you want. And it's not common that everyone else will get that information. Tamba ki brio nga iki use ChatGPT like a Google search bar.
Yes, true.
And then if you use that command prompt for ChatGPT will give you exactly what Google will give you.
Exactly.
That comes to true. And then if you're talking about digital marketing, that is different. More, I mean, like not everyone wants to do digital marketing, but because I'm running a website and I have to do online advertising, and also I wanted to learn digital marketing. But that's not a bad skill
It's
to
very
pick up as well. Like because that's the trend these days. Tangba long kahat ki knakin, like what do they want to learn? Now kibona ki kwa ban learn tangba kim note ngam tip balay.
Kini atli kini kilom kerja capsule course kumtu.
Yes. No, I'm not training anyone on Kumnaban use ChatGPT. Okay. Yes, but I can. I'm certified in ChatGPT. I can train them, but I'm not giving a capsule course on that. I've included ChatGPT in the academic section. So in my website, you'll have 4 sections. Findon Kids Corner, that is specifically designed just for kids. You'll have academics, that's specifically designed for college students. Okay, and then you have professionals, like working professionals, and personal for homemakers, retired personnel, like relationship building, stress management, kitito. You can pick and choose from there. ChatGPT, I mainly kept it towards academics and professionals use, because in kids they have different tools that I'm introducing them to, like how to do coding a little bit, how to build games, like mind clip games and stuff like that. And then I have for kids a lot of art, culture, and music. So I'm trying to tie up. I hope someone sees. I'm trying to tie up with local artists here, like probably well-renowned artists, so that they can give me a couple of recorded lessons, like basics. I can show the kids also, or maybe some dance instructors. I can't dance, I can't sing, so I can train, right? So if someone can give me some videos about like dance lessons, choreography, I'll put your names and everything on my website. That's not a problem. But it'll be helping out children, right? I mean, money also I can pay. That's not a problem, right? But I hope we all understand that we are doing this for a cause, right?
Yeah,
we are all doing here. It's not only about. Yes, I charge. Yes, I charge. Why? Because I have a lot of website maintenance charges to do. I have tools and things to buy, especially the online training. To all key materials like clay, and power backup, and Shillong kalite to judan of the time. So inverter. It's crazy. Wow, investment was not small. But kalong nok ni kung yung imam, like if you have the funds, it's not that you need the funds. If you want, you plan, you set a goal, you set a target, and you achieve it. Ngale ko nga don ka target bangan ka ni for years nga save pisa. Nga save bit. Because I ham ko ashim loan, and then government I don't know a lot of people from the government because nga tri shabat katus nem. Nga save, and then I invested. Now I invest. Now I'm ready to help everyone that I can mo. Kalong am takin. It's just about having the willpower to do it.
Please pun Pak Arjun isa pwede sa Peit. Sakat to kani kajikalipat yang sa iba. Iba parmo omishwa kupar. Hakabay day bakani ka skill development ka mga yakran ni borolangon mo. Ngakwa pa pisay kamta mi gibape ya kani ka program balay kani ka skill development program kalong kabadon kamtam ha kani ka po bamentake.
A very good question mo ngata. Ngan zang sunum ne kini ki perlop dan lang ne makilong. First thing ngata la da pidon ya taka degree mo. Pene iu taka degree claim ki skill. Claim ki skill kilong ini la pemnang dang manya keren bat ki customers to pisang business mo. Pemnang gumno banya keren bat customers ko ka skill, communication skill. Na plalong leader la ne manager pemnang banya lam la ne manage ka team ka jong pi. Pemnang man delegate ka kam ka ni kini. Katu pa fi pulia school geography, science, physics, maths, etc. Kami kai pi de plale adu BA, MA na dong hadong ro. Kampat hikai pi ketu ka skill ka pin imman ka ski. Te kani ka por governmenta life skill ka long so important. Namar ba unong ai kam ya pi umpet pidon degree, upet piladat ne manyo eligibility la piang. Upet pilong ne mu fit nam ta company jonga. Ani pidin ne mu fit nam ta kam ka jonga. La pilong po ka civil service ru kwa ban lai. Pikwa long IES na pikwa long MCS. Ngidon kam ki leader ki benang man pentre ya ka kam. De kita ki bisunang tanga court ki batip tang ka law, ki batip tang ki an ki kanon dai. Pidon kam ni ka skill penyandai. De pilong MCS ni IES. Pinablet chamadan. Pihak penyadai begitu ki NGO sang tu beki. Pipenan kam tak clear jong PM, pipenan kam ke skills. Tapi pilih company kam Google. Pihak penyadai bagi klien nabrok koi ke pertai. Tapi pinang tang man syukran ru kamlong. Pihak nang man pen sengau tu. Tapi ong negotiation skills.
Yes.
Tapi next thing pihak pen batai ki kani kalong kumta. Marketing skills. Pihak nang kumno ban market. Ke personal skills ke jong pi kumno pira ila dia. kum no piyat kum no pikran kum no pishong katu school pinom learn lanoru te hangta bingi ong ba ki soft skills kilong important
Yes.
namar badab Shillong tang kini education pila man long tau book wong pila man long PhD holder ne da phayang by PS stage kum wong ni ba mo freeze
Freeze.
kli khna baret freeze
Freeze.
kadi hangta ken bangi ong skills are important namar if you just take your degree and you take your big degrees outside and go and you throw it people will not look at you you need to really know how to talk firstly that's what skill is all about you need how to stand breng chispa ngot banong buat yang
Yes. Agreed.
kani ka idea ka jonga phiap nang bat ngi buon ba ki idea khna khasing ki buon potential mong khna Meghalaya jong ngi buon ka potential ki don idea kim nang pat ban batai
Ban
ka
batai.
idea shport thai ne yu tuk idea long buang mo ka bible ki amo hidan ka syarak mi pitap padu syak ni ne kim nang man pen i ka syarak shport thai ke te hang ta ke long why skills are important skills are what are your boosters ki ni namar hangta ki hapo Meghalaya jong yam ka basko si ka ong ka education policy ka jong the current thankfully the new education policy is coming in there's a lot of revamp happening tamba lanung in catch up ka big question ning tamba until now up till now even an MA person from Nehu very sorry to say will not know what to do unless he's exposed outside
Yeah. Agreed.
unum tip ke ban nang ban thok kwat la lu tu kwat re ban pen i bai ka jing start no boro ubre ba start mano ban
Alam mo na hoat.
man ta kam de som de play la dom dan ka skill kum no la man keren
Exactly.
te hang ta
Kikus ni ba machwak ni na kan mga kata.
te kalong hang ta ki skill
Te habaya day bakani nga iki participation kana mo ki participate ba kini ki government policy. Te long fin batay mo ki kana ro kinanta ki bas nga ino program mo kumno kinya don mentalang ha kani ko government policy. But kung juro nga ikto ka Meghalaya to ba mi mo Meghalaya policy ni Meghalaya government policy.
Youth policy da bani,
youth policy Meghalaya youth policy.
Hoy.
Te kumno ki kana kin haban dan kit haban man shapine kumno na ki haban man kata ka.
si ka government ganun no policy ba government ko wan ra de ka ai online firstly phap long smart kum khna hi ban follow ki pages ni ban follow ki websites ka government ganun no policy ko ra kan bu ka public domain ka kam ko jong phi ban puli tang ba firstly ki nom
Nom
puli
puli ra.
khna so full stop ko hang ta so you'll have to be willing ban read ki one ki bon ki policy ki bon ki opportunities that the government currently is providing de te kum bo ong man nei bar yong entrepreneurs for a lot of the entrepreneurs we have what we call prime Meghalaya
Yep.
which is a strong setup for a lot of entrepreneurs.
Yes.
A lot of my friends have been able to get what we call seed funding, Naga Prime Meghalaya, and then the market is there. So you just need to be able to learn. Firstly, it comes really back to skills. When we're here, you really need to have the skills. Namar ban should download ka government ka ai. It's like an open field. But from nang man po ito ko field ro, from nang man thong ka ba, kuno fin thong ka ba.
Agreed.
Kari hangta kin makalong. A lot of policies as government see a lot of times ngi khna khasi la ni khna Meghalaya in general ngi tiang. But approach kita ki officers. But I'll be very honest with you, most officers are very open. They are ready to reply to your mails. They're ready to to interact with you. But you need to have the ability to speak to them. You have to know and approach. A lot of officers are willing to help. You go to the DCs are willing to help Amanka district. But you need to have an intention. And it need to be pure firstly. And they personal, just for personal. You need to have a dream and a passion. And then, it really comes back again here. You need to know how to share your passion. Then people are easily following. See, India, longom ka ri ka jongi, but ka jalayam ka ri brokwe, we're moving to a new phase, which we call the Atmanirbhar Bharat. That's a new phase that the country is moving. And young people, Menta, we're at the best time. The best time to be young in India is now.
Yes.
It's the best time to be young now. So you must take up that opportunity. You must be willing to do it. And when it comes, sarkali naya picture comes, it's saturated.
It's very saturated.
It's saturated. Iwe post chile po hajar mo, po hajar mo. Taro I post kanit ho I've seen mo. I've been in the field for post beyond PhD ro apply te manta.
Oh,
I mean that's the saddest reality. PhD they're stuck in that mentality. They come sarkar. And they don't think much after that.
But if you think about it, what's the difference between government job and private job these days? There's no difference.
There's no difference at all. Actually, you earn more in
In
private
private,
jobs.
right.
Government jobs, you are limited. You can't even speak against the government later
Yeah.
on as well.
Exactly.
If you're in the private, if you don't agree with the government, you can speak against the
Yeah.
Still
government.
voice te.
You
Yeah.
can still have a voice. So that's one thing we must remember.
Te habay day bakani ka social service ng imo. Te kay pat ka participation ki kana when it comes to social service.
Oh,
Bili
yes.
ka kanir ko lang bodan kam mo kamtam ka ba man
Social
tamo ki
service.
students ki have involved.
So, kna ki bamantan niyo the very social active. Okay? when they get real issues, they're really willing to participate. But hangnya pat kakam ke role jung ki adults like mentors. Bakinang menyalami kena. Namar bagi kena menta, especially if they agree with the cause, they're very strong. Look, bon maki cause ki bagi kena ki pick up menta. Namar kena menta ki long ki bashay. Kim dejum kena menta hayeng ru kim snap show. Bada ki pel ki make pa ki ong e ki kloy ban question ki make pa. The kids these days are very socially active, but ki hap nang manjet pat ki ni ka cause. Kata kawan ke role jung ki mentors. Kabag kumangi ba siyang hang ni. But ki babon ki mentors ki badan sabar. Bagi di banang manyalampat. Namar right now we have the fuel, we have the ignition, we have the motivation. Ni don't come so you steering wheel ba banyalam siya kin manya. Teka di kata ba don't come menta. Ngani tu hoy ke pi ngalai I kena ki ba kat lai snam kat sau snam. They're very very aware of the social laws again around them. They're aware of what is LGBT rights. To be very honest, mangin kampule na makikitip. They're aware of women rights. They're aware of the working class rights. Tampo ki don't come nong yalam. You don't come to platform. Hang taking going to contain. They need a platform to voice.
Yep.
So that is the strong power of the young people today.
Absolutely agree.
Beli shibun tinggi sepoi yang sasepi. Di sasi kong sera. Habai day.
Keren lut baru kau.
Family ngin lai aku ke training ngilai aku ke training pak jopi. Tinga kwa bantip khamha shu ya katu ke content writing officially move di content writer. Di fishet ho ya kini ki statement jo ki proposal articles ki blogs. Di long fi batai ke rukom ya kunti jo ki mu ho.
Okay. So basically dangi keren Shillong ke content writing ngaong na dubas tang ru kadi ke bangile right now what we're doing this is content creation. Right? So, content writing, the fidon ka skill bantho, it's okay. And if you don't have and you want to learn also, there are so many skills there online, you know that.
I train them on content. I train people on content writing.
So, yeah, you can go to Sir, he trains online as well. But yeah, you have that kind of a area where you can develop yourself in that form of writing. Now, how do you become a content writer or content creator basically? For me, it's always been my passion, like I said, from the beginning that I love writing. Now, writing can come in different kinds of form. One can be, you can be a novelist, you can be an author, you can be someone who loves poetry and you write poetry. Now, that can come in different forms. And ka bang ale ha kani ka content writing nado bang stang kadi nakabenta ki website ken ka company ka bang tray mga nakabenta. Okay. Right now nga focus ba ki statement of purpose. Now, ki statement of purpose fin kaliya nga. Te kung kini kena ki bakwalit pulis shabar abroad mo te kidon kum mangi ki bala treshmut kum isa ikwalit puli abroad im don por bantho kadine am I ai kum yangi ken bantho nak banta jung I kai ka bai ai ka dikar resume kai ka experience jung I barakhat ni ad hang tu ken balingi tho ka statement of purpose kadina ka banta ban emphasize ki tu ki universities ba pet ngakwa ban puli hakani ka university na marka don kani ka facilities and ngakwa ban pentbit shushu eladi hakani ka line hakani ka form ken ni ka degree kala long no kumta te even for any kind of a bachelor ne for masters ne for PhD as well ni penle ki khna statement of purpose. Now dealing with the basic content writing part, articles and blogs mo kolong ta. Now with articles, it's like you have to do a lot of research work. Content writing, you have to be very specific with the type of research you do. Now example, if I want to create my own content, example, I want to become an entrepreneur and I want to post myself online, my way of writing has to be very strong that I can be able to captivate people's attention ken kala long no kumta. Now you wouldn't read something kabangash thotang within like 2-3 lines na shong, hi, my name is Sarah and this is what I do. If you're interested, please like or read my article or something like that. You have to have a very fluent way of writing the flow of what type of words you have to involve in your writing. I don't know if Sir agrees
The
or
hook,
not.
yeah, the hook. You mean the hook?
Yeah, the hook. So basically, kala long na kumta ken with content writing, okay? And when it comes to content creator, everything that we do as now we have social media influencers, no kala long.
Yep.
You can call yourself an influencer. He can call himself an influencer. You, me, we're all influencers. But the only difference is there are people who get that kind of attention and they get millions of followers and likes and whatnot, right? With us, we fall under the education area of not education, we can say catering to the youths. And with us, it's like our growth goes very slow. It doesn't progress very fast. No matter how much hard work we put into our work, and If it's not recognized, it's not recognized, and we can't force it like everyone else. You want to become a makeup artist, it's very easy. Post online, everyone gets it. You're into fashion, you post it, and everyone's interested because ka generation kala ya
Yeah,
kumta kan yan ang kumta mo. And kanigam di banga try ban pit po yan ru everyone has their own way of baki tray kanu ka bagi smutanat ken. Nga kran niya kalyang kumno bangi ngisyam ya ka rukomlong ka social media mentaken. And kadon firu ba file ka social media, there's so much of copyright kadene. For us content creators am kalong jinjar haban book ha YouTube ne ha po Instagram, and if it gets monetized or demonetized. Now demonetization affects everyone very drastically, especially if you're trying to build your brand. Because you must think if this is the one which will be going on YouTube, and ibo something which is inappropriate, or maybe we talk about something inappropriate, it gets demonetized and she doesn't get the fund. So that's how it works, and I think most of the people in Shillong also Niki youths now, they're very like how will I say kilate bhate ka ekataka YouTube ka ekataka Instagram men por TikTok, everyone meet TikTok mentangim dan shu katong don da reel kalalong no kumta ken. That is basically content creation ken kalalong no kumta. And with content writing, that's basically it, how you write articles and blogs. It's just basically research work. Number everything that you read online katuru kadeka content, it's nothing. Now as content writer it's very important that we don't get plagiarism ken. Even in a statement of purpose that I write
Very
I
important.
cannot have plagiarism because
So kini preference ba fishim niki balong reliable sources?
yes, reliable sources now filaban kali kuno fitte baki di reliable sources so you'll always have like ki copyright claims Kidon ki type of writing also that you cannot copy and I tend to go to those kind of articles because if you generate it from articles that can be copied so many people have
it's
copied
repetition.
it. Yeah, it's a repetition of everything so what I try to do is I look at the content, and it's not like I stick to just one content. Oh, baka nika content ka download barcode ka banga kuangan shimtang na kani. I go through multiple content. So imagine in a day, it's like I read 9 articles in a day, okay, just to create my own article. Kalalong na kumtaken. So you have to be very thorough, and this is where English becomes important. Kalalong na kumtamo. English is important in this part of content writing. Hence, I took literature as well because of that reason, because I wanted to go into content writing as well. But for future purposes as well, it's very important if you want to, because see, content writing can be freelancing also.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to be in a job. You can sit at home and you can earn 1,000 rupees, because per word, I think it's 5 rupees.
5 rupees per word, that's the market rate.
Yeah, market rate. So, katakin ka long, bagi kana jung kidiban research work research ka content writing, ka digital marketing. What is MUNA, which is very important
Very,
nowadays,
very important.
And it's very important bang idiban tip kan shpang ka bacha haka ri jongin mo kalalong na kumta. At the same time ka ba fi lero kadiban long kum baka encourage your fee bafin yo takalawi ka babyang kan di ban perkhatang na kumta shimet menta. Hadin habot ka system ka la change lod. Kumanta ka don content writing, content creation. Who knows, in the next few years you have to know how to develop a design or web design, how to do graphics. You have to have all those skills set kalalong na kunta mo. Basically that's about it.
Even creative writing also would fall into the same play.
exactly.
Creative writing,
Creative
creative writing, then copywriters.
Yeah, and I think the main stigma banchukni ktian kandian baki ong ba fishim English fin Shillong nong hikaibet. That is so bizarre that I've heard. It's nothing like that. Fishim English ka bonha ka option te takrang bonha ki khana ki bon admission India ro ki sa yong ni, but then what's the point of taking English? Like we'll just end up as teachers. That is not right. It's not how you. It's just that the differences in Shillong in padon kita kijaj organization ki badan kam ki content writers say ne ki badan kum ki creative writers say la long na kum ta ki badan ki banthoi ki journals, banthoi ki articles, ne ki blogs. When there are private setups everywhere, we will need a lot of content writers. Kala long na kum ta.
Yeah, but then this is what we are. This is the problem.
Yeah.
Maling hap up. The world is digitized.
Yes.
There is no borders. There's no barriers anymore. Kamdana Shillong, go online. There are lots of jobs online.
Yeah.
Now India as a country has the largest freelancers. The largest largest pool of freelancers. Now if you don't kasap you know how to do content creation or creative writing, your certificate, you know how to do it, apply online. And then film dokan try permanent ru. I can only give you 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
Those 2 hours bu hang tu aside, then college, you have your thing, research, like ma'am said, research, and you submit that article or that blog and get paid 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. That's your week. That's your entire week's kharcha, whatever. Right? I get paid 1 week. I take that money, I invest it on myself again. I learn from other people. I get certified. And then I use that certification to train other people. So it's like,
It increases your skills, increases your employability.
Exactly. So now I'm getting 5,000. Now I take that 5,000, I take a course, I've learned, I've upskilled myself.
Yes.
Then tomorrow I make 10,000 based on that. Kalau kumta kan siap perkar kumta play, bangi pering cai tu pelang hap up ni kamdan company Shillong. Kamdan tak dan cubai yam online. Bering melaban dia. Kata orang kita it's all mentality ta. Attitude, exactly. Attitude.
Sahanjak aku akali pi habang kedai berkenika experience your fee but ke skills haka search engine optimization
SEO.
as a content writer tolong fin pensai hindia.
What is search engine optimization? I think it's very important when we're talking about search engine optimization because like if someone is searching for you online, not searching for you, that sounds very wrong. But basically, if they want to know about your organization, you have to have those set of keywords. Say, right? That has been catered to Google. Type example, my name is Sarafina. I type in and the first thing that comes up, it has to be me as an individual. So search engine optimization plays a very important role, especially when you're working with Google. And especially when you're posting articles and blogs online, you have to insert those keywords in every now and then. Even within Instagram also, it's very important because komentar shumut ki search something mo ki ko aban tips phang aka. There's shumut example I'll give kum admission India and they search admission. It has to pop up on the first one can. It's not by it'll be right shadow shapo kan kala long no kumta. Because karu komya jung ka Google kalong kumta kan kita ki keywords ki type mostly people will search for that kan no kumta mo. So it has to be very important that you also know now kum no fila aban tip kum ad ikini ki keywords. Research. That's what I'm saying. Content writing is basically research work, especially when doing SMM is social media marketing, or when you're doing SEO, that is search engine optimization. Sorry, yes. So all of these are very important. They all play along very well. And for that to, for you all to understand all of this, like you have to be under digital marketing because that's what it goes to that route. So yeah, and within India, ki bon ha kini ki dual programs ki ba offer parenga try ki khna jong ki taru ki dual programs also ki ba fila ban le masters in 2 subjects, okay, but kadon ka criteria and ka requirement kum no file e ka turu ken kata ken kum bong isa mangingi don ke ka bangila ban le ngim use te ka kli kum por ba ki wan kini ki khna ban le kini ki communication skills ne ban learn kum no ban thoi ban tholi ka suk how we all know how to write. That's basic. It has been taught to us na do por bangi dang rit ke kadi ka kum express jung fi kum no fi ko ban express ke because most of the times ki student yo ngatip ting as hu ngam nang batay re balik ka no kum because fi blind ka clear jung fi film tip king ban batay kum no like which approach to use, like should I use a very like a way of like captivating the audience, or should I just be like very blunt? Because when you can don't get even in class also probably in late school can don't get no hikai kipa kibnya har kum hikai jungking is tanat ban snap kadeni and then don't get no hikai ba ki Shillong kum basuan ban shu hikai no kum tu kadeni even with maths especially kan I example mo kum ka maths ki don't get no hikai ki start ha ban hikai maths mo ban bakin le ka maths hakapol bakin hikai kum bakin hikai ki khna kim nang shu ikalalong no kum ta ken fi as an individual ru fi di ban what kita gila linti daladi ti mdi ban kum bong isam bang independent hiwi kadon social media kadon Instagram kadon load everything now compared to back to our days we didn't have any of that. Whatever research project we did, we have taught.
Have shong library ru.
Have shong library kabang im just tanat leru hot. Kikot ru yang hapsit kibasan spa and view spa. Hadum tangat ang don kita kikot ru mo. Because Shane bread no so expensive. Then lalong kum bangi have views mentapan. You need anything like online search layo lu kalalong kum ta.
Layo lu but video but ki
audio everything lalong.
Dan nang sok chat GPT ni lah.
Not count so as
Dah kami
Plus price
So yeah.
Boleh syubun.
Ni
Pasal
lima.
iwe pang kwa
Ha,
kali
ya.
EP mo ki interest jofi na mga EP don skiwe pa kuno pi ada la mga EP le trainer ro ka po nang ta content writer ka po. Pa kun juru tu ka akaw mga follow you finga EP.
Ha.
Fili ki interest jofi
Ha,
ki make up.
social,
Ti ha
makeup
ka
on.
ka tak interest jofi mo long ngalaos mo tik mesin kan kwa kali shu.
See, as kumbaong isam, we need to have a lot of skills there because ka mentaan ka kam don kam shoot kumbaong barong yong we agree to that, but it's not about how intelligible you are there, it's the skills you have. Mentakong ki skills kay pet ko mga nganang makeup mo, and it's not banganang makeup, but I can do makeup. I do for people who are gonna get married to ipan ko. That kind of opens an area of interest for me, or area where I can earn as well. Can this mun mantang try kumhang ni manta kumha admission India, touch wood, in case if I don't work there anymore, and don't interest not sure I have a different way where I can go work for as a makeup artist. Now fine, I'm tired of working as a makeup artist. I'm good in content writing. I go online, I search who wants people to write content writing. Statement of purposes mentally
Very, very
and
important.
they earn a lot. Statement of purposes 3,000 per
Yeah,
statement of purpose, and that too not much. It's just 1,000 words. It's not much, right? But you're earning 1,000 per day. Now I can do that. So I'm trying to put myself in that area where I won't fall out of like employment.
I like that. Yep.
No? So kikana manta kidiban bu katu mentality kin ba. Okay, what if I'm interested na makidon am ki ong alit bedi kani karaw, what if ngathaj ngam ke tre shu kani ka kam. Then go another, find courses that you take up and you can be interested in. For me, I didn't really take up all these courses. I took only digital marketing, and I took bachelor's in English as well. And then after that, I even did my tally and accounting a little bit in Ramakrishna Mission. And then for media, for makeup, I learned it by myself because I'm an only daughter at home. So I put myself into all that area.
But you used YouTube for learning, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I learned from YouTube and Instagram, and basically when it comes to social media management, I've always been interested in like social media because I always try to use my platform in some way or the other to, to influence people or to kind of like empower people in a sense where what education I have gained or what interest I have, I put it out there, and if people are interested or if they have questions, they can question, because Instagram has that option, send me anything or ask me anything or something like that. And Manshua, I used to do these live videos where we talk about like real life problems and issues, basically mental health, what is mental health and all of that, like how says that also mental health kalong very important. And as an adult myself, I feel like it is very important because sometimes people don't take it seriously there, whereas there are sometimes where people take mental health as a joke. No, you can't take it as a joke. If someone has mental health, they have mental health issues, you can't be like there are some people who use it for fame. I don't deny that, okay? But at the end of the day, like how you manage through all of that is very important. And I feel like schools should really implement all of this, to have mental health programs, influence ki, how to cater to stress, especially because ka competition kala jurba manta amde shu kum ka podjong imen shwaba ngin ong ba okay han let kani ka raw and la decide ban le kani menta finyo iba tu khuna ula le shabar tu ru kwali lang shabar ha ka pocket jong ki don pisane em pre am shkwapun bun no ke bala le no kiwe la long kum ta em telong even we as individuals shouldn't be like that. And ki kimik pa khamtam, they should be very supportive of the kids and all. Na mating like na yingru kim ai ka to ka motivation kim encourage ki hadin ha boj mat the jai utu khna on sak noi fi nong believe fi kham hi ka yang as phangkini ki ki kadin now katna ya ka perthai ni la ka 21st century, everything is available there. We do not need to rely on our parents also at the end of the day. When you can make decisions of going out, partying, clubbing, or eating junk food, you can make decisions that will enforce some impact on your life. Because at the end of the day, this is the brutal truth that our parents won't be here with us forever. Kay ka bangi don kanumne hire ban ngi kanya chakman kum ka pisa ka wan shis ngi kala lit shis ngi kamne sa junom la junom te kalau na kumta how you invest and how you cater yourself to adjust to the surrounding, adjust to what you want to do in life is very important from now on te kum ki khana just from the age of 11 12 pet kan no kila tips phangki ki mangi pang idang dap kharwe kharas na am thrai rangi tips phangki ni social media like I'm just being honest maybe ki don ki balate be ki don ki bamte I honestly didn't know what it was, but eventually as we started going there we started understanding, and I've been cyberbullied, I've been like harassed over in the internet so many times for I don't know what reason, but how you come out of it is very important. Don't take it in a negative way there, like take it in a positive way ba this happened to me, I'll make sure it doesn't happen to me next time again. What shuang ba o ngala kutlat ngala do jing kermen ba o ka jakum ni nga bling and shoot on social media take time off. I take my time off from social media as well. I work as a social media manager, but I take my time off also. It's very important that we de-stress from all of this because everything has become so negative. Everything, whatever is happening in the world, however we are treating human beings nowadays. Example, per COVID rufio kum ki breu ki ya isi para breu kum tu katu kala penisha ba how people are they, like their true self, how they are. Yeah, at least you can try to, as how we are doing now, try to influence people in a better way, in a positive way. Don't look at things negatively all the time. Hardships are part of life, hurdles. And ka ba file aga jing imam fim yo da ka jing suk ka jing puli ne ka kanu ka kam ka ba fitre ru fim la ban lit man tam ta fin ong ka suk hadingan le kumni kala long bet. Anything that you plan ahead is not going to work out eventually. I took a year off from my masters as well because it didn't go the way I planned. Now doesn't mean that I'll just give up because masters ngan give up. No, I searched for different ways where I can go, and then finally I went outside. And there's nothing wrong with going outside. It depends on how you live, how you embrace yourself as an individual, how you show yourself to people. When you do that, people will be able to understand that okay, she is this type of person. You do not need to display yourself as that kind of a person that people can take advantage of because people have this concept like that stigma and stereotype. Basically you should get over with it. Kay ka ba filong hangni fidiban long kum tayo siya bar kam pere kum no ru fin kendui ki bre ban long kum ni kum tay. But who are they to influence you kalalong no kum ta ken fi kalenti le jong fili shabar banne you ban puli kalalong no am te pende bi kata sawan thai byang stray no shne ne tre kat shaba fimon ma fi ken te basically kata ka rukom yad lenti jong fi ka de ban long ka ba byang ken basically it has to be planned beforehand, not just do it at the last moment ken. So
tak beli sibuk konsera ke juga saya tapi saya hendak iba arjun mu tu kan ke jikali
Sure.
apa ya dai bakkan ka jemput ko jofi mo kini ki kurs te kumno fi conclude pa yak session jofi like dan mo ki session ba fishim diki reviews fishim diki feedback ne fishim jang diki recap diki highlight ki key points kumno session jofi pa ka kod.
See, because session jonga kalong kumne is very simple. Generally I keep it my sessions are usually for 1 month. Whether you're a child, adult, or even retired, whatever. I keep it for 1 month, mainly 20 classes. Within 20 classes, so far I should complete everything. So por ngai training ru, like for example pick up quick course na po website jonga, right? Pick up quick course. But I'm not going to train you only on that course. Because everything is interconnected there. So you come and join that course. What you're going to learn is you're going to learn everything about yourself, your personality, right from grassroots level till everything. In 20 sessions, I will change who you are completely. Attitude, how you look at life, how you look at situations. Human beings, you don't have habit bringing situations from a negative prospect. Always. That's our nature. Every situation that life throws at you today, positive and negative. Positive. How to use techniques like thought stopping, but stop act, so that you can think and then act positively rather than negatively, so that does not have any impact on you. I also teach people control communication. These guys might have their eyebrows up now. Kumna open control communication. Ngapni kai techniques, advanced techniques, wherein you'll know exactly what to say, how much to say, who you're saying it to, why you're saying it, and what response you're already waiting for, so that you're already mentally prepared for the question. Hado kata, that kind of advanced comms I'm talking about, not kumna pinong hi, hello, all that stuff. So fyong hi, hello, balay fyong hi, hello. Why? What's the reason? For you, simple sentence, compound, complex, complex. Why? Balay ka don po grammar ru. These 4 structures. I was a very bad student when I was in school, right? Like a lot of people, right? Like last minute studying. Grammar I never understood. Maths never understood. When I became a trainer and I realized that you don't need sentence structures for English, and I realized what it was for. So you can use these kind of techniques to structure. If you have absolute control of everything in your life, how easy is your life going to be? Okay, if you have absolute control about how you communicate, how much money you're making, how much money you're spending. Okay, if you're going on social media, you got to learn about digital footprints, how to negate digital footprints. Kids bangai courses. There's one course that I'm offering for digital safety for children. Kilate po YouTube, kilate po Instagram, how to be safe and secure so that you don't become like us, cyber bullying, right? Like how to secure the using passwords, encryption, so that even the kilit online because YouTube. Now how to, even as parents, you can regulate what your child watches on YouTube. Pila tabang yim bother yim tip klung news nam pras nam pe you po YouTube. Because YouTube is kiniki shorts kiniki what not videos ki one minute and make part of them don't pour pe klung bro shisni pe you po YouTube, but you have those tools ba filaban regulate ke bekin pe ru or ready even for students students can realize, but if they want to study further also further studies, they have to sit for an interview. Okay, they have to sit for an interview, university interview, whether it's even for IELTS or for even India also. And Pyap Shong interview. Hangi po Meghalaya po Northeast. Kili anyone knows how to sit for an interview? Students? No. They don't. Forget about job. Job talaka jong. Taman but study further. If you don't clear that interview, university interview from your seat, then let hang to kumbiyang imam. Give up no. Let no. Play no DB dukan desha no. Sorry, that's what is going on these days. Kalong painful like because I love the Northeast. I'm a big fan of the Northeast, and I know the potential that the Northeasterns have. Kat no kumiyong isam tan, kat no potential ni don ka youth ta. Kat no show ki ideas ki don. Tamba no way to no platform. Peki musicians, how many musicians do we have?
So many.
Huh? Pitang siya ngamong kiniki training no. Just look at musicians. Okay, kito to okay like balapaw. Kito ba potpaw pa? Underground trainers. Now if you don't like it, there are so many more I can name people who've been doing our job for the past 10, 12, 15 years. Hangne po Don Bosco, po colleges all over. Who are these people? No one knows, but they've been back end training the youth of the Northeast every day of their lives. Now, kung ba new education policy, why do you think ki trainers miyim takil azang pao kerteng? Because of the new education policy, now it's mandatory for colleges to have these kind of sessions, skills. But no one else can take these kind of sessions. Only trainers like us. And then for Meghalaya, we just handful. Community master trainers, very handful. 3 or 4 master trainers you'll have in the entire Northeast. Versatile training like leadership or management or cater to all kind of people can. Right, content development, content writing, creative writing, spoken English, comms, right, everything. In and out. I'm even offering this is so bad that even people don't know how to build resumes anymore.
Yes.
True.
It's become so bad and matay figen bangim tip like kibriyo kinam ta kishna resume is beautify. They beautify everything. Beautiful colors. Manta hobbies kam show hobbies, things I like to do. Kim realize that when you apply online with that resume you will never get hired.
True.
But if you tip, every organization uses a software. Okay, and the software can map ATS. It's an ATS software. It matches keywords, experience, hobbies. Minta filale color coding, filai kerteng na kumwe ka to ka software kamla apan pick up. It does not pick it up. No matter how many years of experience you have, you're right for the job. If you make a mistake with the resume, it does not pick it up. It's not ATS friendly. Come. That's another thing that I'm offering online as well. Don't want to be insecure. Life is going on. Let it move on the way it is. Tabangim realize hadin our lifetime everything is going to change. It's already changing. And one thing that I keep telling everyone, that time waits for nobody. Mentafi perkat that ngarang don porang so lifetime and graduate. Those 3 years will vanish like that. 2023 is almost over.
Yeah.
Shaba fintip arajar asal asdang lakut.
Yes.
And before you know it, fila graduate, you have the degree. Pinlay you to degree minta.
Kate.
Because pinlay, fin apply, you sit for an interview for higher studies, kili question from nang jubab. Pimyo kasid. Pinlay apply for government, government also require interviews these days. Pimyo. Okay, no pinlay for private do come interviews pimyo. Okay? And then kumbayang imam ka jinglong jingir ko day bang isuk haban give up no. Give up no myo mlali. Then we'll come up with some other thing. Bahabangan sang no business jong lajang. Or with all due respect, let me get into teaching.
So we have a lot of B.Ed graduates.
Yeah, we have a lot of B.Ed graduates. Okay, but the problem is that we now comes to why in India. This is India all over. It's only in India, but we don't come that specific degree or that specific certification to do a specific job.
Exactly.
Now, so for example, why do you need a B.Ed to be a teacher? So if I apply to become a teacher in school, I won't get the job. But even though I have much more skill sets than the teacher,
Yes.
I won't get the job just because I don't have a B.Ed. Ngashi kini post po Instagram like kini teacher post. I don't even check these days anymore because I always see minimum B.Ed.
Yep.
Now, I'm not stupid enough bangan let biang so ka B.Ed just so that I can become a teacher.
Exactly.
Right? Tangam sa balay. Like in other countries that I've worked in, like you don't need, if you have the skills, you have the skills. Pidon ka sap, simple as that. Hang ne pa din pidon ka sap na pidon ka degree am klab yang.
Yeah. Kate.
Kalau kumta. That is what is killing this country kan batai fi.
Yes. Kate.
Because other countries are developing so fast, rapidly. Why? Because no one cares about whether they are, or minimum qualifications, the high school minimum or graduation minimum is there. That I agree. But for specialized tasks, you don't need. Like for example, there are countries like, for example, South Korea. It's mandatory for the men to join the army at least for 1 year.
Yeah.
Right? It's a mandatory service. For India, army mga to help the nation, I have to get some certification. I have to pass something to join the army to protect my own country.
There's just so
You get what I'm saying?
degrees.
It makes no sense. Whether I'm qualified to do that job or not, no one cares. Whether I have the skills to do that job or not, no one cares. But do I have the degree to do that job? Yes.
Everyone cares.
Everyone cares. That's where the problem is.
Yes, true.
Okay, until and unless that does not change, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. And otherwise, I'm telling you, for the next lifesnam, southsnam, sunsnam, rosnam, ruday, we're all entrepreneurs, all in our own rights. We'll still be sidetracked. In long sidetracked, because that's how it is there. And like they say, teaching is a thankless job,
Yeah.
right? Teaching, training, coaching, whatever. It's a thankless job. No one cares. As long as you get what you need, you're done. I'm saying this because I've been in the market much more than you guys, 18 years. I know this in and out. And imagine Khatprasnam, and out of 18 years, probably 12, 13 years I've given to the Northeast. Does anyone know me? No. It's so sad. It's not only about me, but there are other trainers who have been doing this for such a long time as well. Right? But then no one knows them. It feels bad. They're doing it not for the money, they're doing it for the youth.
Yeah.
I can name a person who comes and trains here every day on spoken English, good friend of mine. But, I won't take the name. But yeah, do we know the person? No, not really. Does anyone know that? No.
We just have the title.
Just have the title. Imagine I'm a certified master international corporate trainer. That's just one of my certifications. But does anyone know what that even means? No. And it's not a joke to get those kind of certifications.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're talking about a master trainer, that means a master of all verticals.
Yeah.
Tama, here? Nah, it's okay. They won't care. They'll scan your resume, graduate, okay.
Not that. Yes. Exactly.
Okay? Even if you highlight your skills right in front, no, they'll look at, okay, B.Ed, yes, okay. then we'll take the interview. Kalau orang bertanya, it's not again, it's not nobody's fault. It's just that this is where we live. This is the country, and it's not going to change. Kanum change anytime soon. Because ngi tip kalau kum tu takadang ngi suthu pa ban acquire kini additional skills kalau very very important. Because that's the only saving grace we've done. And but I cannot be more blunt than this. That's the only saving grace ki kena kin don minta. The kim acquire kini skill sets. Kamong acquire nangi. We are just another option. There are so many online that you can acquire. It does not have to be us. I would prefer if it was us. Ma, day long para biara para kasi para brio para not insert. Tangba long the film kwa nang is okay as long as you go somewhere na online, find out if ki skills figure out if kwa le pa jengem, find out ki skills if you don't come on New York to ka kerdan, then start getting those skills mentai ken. By the time you graduate fladon ki skills fladon ka degree, you're ready for the market. If you come on police show okay, I'll study. But I have the skills kan le part time ru ban support jela dia. Ngam dok kaman chim pisana yeng. Tapi if you enough of studies, maybe I'll do MA later. Masters later, because we can always do later.
Yes.
I'll get into the career now. But you have the skills, you go apply Google, Microsoft, HSBC Global, go start your career, fly come, starting salary 30,000-40,000, you're building. Then if you ngadokam leadership skills, then acquire those skills again. Then apply for an IJP to become leader. Then you're making 80,000-90,000, 1 lakh. Then you're a leader now. Now you pick next step. I want to be a senior leader. Then you pick up skills nang to kum na belong senior. Kum to kin fire ban kio. That's what people everywhere in the world is doing that. Mo ngi pirang ni ngila nang kran pareng kat we think bangila nang kran pareng. Mo nga bala cebar ngala kumbala batay nga ngatip. Wa por nga compare li bagi Saint Francis, Saint Xavier's kiti tu nga realize nga oh my god, my language is so bad. Tabangi hang ni pede blingi so ngi biang bangi compare para mangita.
Kata.
Por ngi compare para mangi pir bakla ngaro nga bakla tamara banyetip. Ha? Sabar keren agoy that 14 interviews mga so cut outly interview I reject all 14. They said I could not communicate, and they were right. I could not, and I gave up. I ngaru galok mjui ngaru Shillong ngaru born and brought up here tamo ngaru same mentality, no exposure, nothing. Halor badun maroi support system rum don chu tu porte pisar rum don chu popla le kumno ngamon pon pai no. So non bok pernah hamdan pisaban one pai. Takara hamnyat auto into for a while. Taman survive hamdan dari bangun pisah by train ngelawan pai no. I would have come back home crying, saying no, it's not the life for me, blah blah blah. I'm so happy that bang hamwan pai. Maybe they blame on destiny, right? Then I had to fight it out. Ngaling ka because Pisa feed after such a long time. I went that time. Kim don bertip northeast kadike. Kim tip Shillong kadike. For train klianga, you still live in caves.
Yeah, I know.
And the kind of torture ngayo mga de kikot yang chinky. From which angle do I look chinky?
That's the main problem when you go outside.
I don't look because I'm Punjabi ngari pangi di Punjabi mo tanga te ngam dondur northeast today te chinky. Okay, fine. Dog eater, cat eater. Ngaling I eat song eat meow bhata tamba cat eater, dog eater. I used to have this mental trauma, I call that mental bullying day. And then tangkatar po office through because I could not communicate well. They sideline bed. And then ki managers, ki seniors. But after a while, a bit ban trekam. Kung not eating, but that ban pick up things.
Yes, that's true.
Sini lanang bed. They tangalanang kung na ban train, oh lord. Besa, ladi ban your promotion. They stopped my promotion for 2 years. Ki management na India ki stop ka promotion jong ars na bangadi na northeast. Hado do one pareng na po UK unsa I promotion nga. Imagine that kind of torture I went through. That in the Delhi heat sinyat auto tangba had two options: give up, come back home, or fight it out. Yep. Thank God I fought it out, and I am here where I am right now. Thank you. And it was not easy.
It's never easy.
But like again, I'm very happy. Why? If that did not happen, I would not be sitting here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True.
And I would not have the skills or thought process or whatever that I have right now.
Yeah, true.
Otherwise I would go and kumju show me kumni tiang bed, should drive it naikli yang kumni program ro ladi be shock la lokat naikli yang ai mo please kli you all that but you minta pre ngam dokam befin kli you because I know how to respond. Ngam tiang, look, mentality, attitude kala change life. That's the main thing.
Yes.
Kulis pun ba ajo nya kejik pisah, kejik yak inti jumpi, kejik syam, kejik e jumpi, but ngilapoi sa bukut jong nik program, baka kutui kini gibaro, langut ki Riewshemphang ki bangi ongi mene bakin ai. Ka message ka khubor kam tam ki bape ri ka program. Isdang shana
Sedang
ni.
pak ajen kham setenat.
Sedang
nangan.
Sedang ini sang no sa.
Tangan nga very short, I'll try to keep it short. Mga kham babunyan niya. Trainer tamali. It's part of the day. It's a part of our nature. Tama kalong kumni, two things kan and I message you fisa baro. Number one, what you think ban approach. Katuka jing tiang kadika the fear that you have is not real. Fear is not real. Fear is what you make it. Fiong kadai ta kadai. If you ngatiang ta fitiang. But don't feel scared to approach. Don't feel shy. Don't feel embarrassed. Pi sutho pi don kajing duna approach. Kat film approach fin sabi kumjo. Second, okay, this is something that I always tell everyone. But our purpose in life, the reason bang idon hang ni pertede kadai ban create. Our job, our main thing, main purpose is to create. Think about it. Every day, mentangi create memories, creating a show. To later you go out somewhere, you go to the kitchen, you go fish at bar, you're creating food. Farmer goes to the fields, yeah, farming, he's creating crops. You go to the washroom, you're creating waste. Your main purpose in this life is to create. So try to create things that make people's lives better. Not only yours, but people's lives better. That is the main purpose of us, of all of us to be here. To make each other's lives easier, not to make each other's lives difficult. Okay, and mengi langut ngi saungut bagi dorang ni nampak baro bagi dorang ni ngi try katahi so that we can help kumifisa, so that we can make your lives easier, kan, so that film dok kam ban let kijing jinjar kum ngilit mangi kan ban face kum ngi kong, so that fila so thol baro ke fila ban nek e film la ban nek e fila ban achieve ke film la ban achieve, and it's easier for you. You don't have to go through the same problems we went through, kan. That is our motive, that is our goal, that is our passion, why we are doing what we are doing. Otherwise we would have been somewhere else doing something else, to be very honest. Thank you.
So my turn. Okay. Ka message nga kalong simple. Ha jingem ngin kendu bun ki jing henry wajudo jing kerman ni ka bafile. Shumut film succeed ha kapor bafile ning kong yele persha bafin le biang tu and try bafin go through it or accomplish it in a way ba firu filaban come out of it strong. What you shim yakani ka baja ni kini ki mau jing thot hajing em bakan de ka bafin fin give up not basically. Whichever road you walk from, you will always find difficulties, but it's very important that you take the lessons out of it and you make mistakes. There's no problem, you'll keep making mistakes, you'll keep failing, but come out strong by doing it again and showing that you are better and you can do it. No one else can do it besides you. So that's my simple message. Just don't give up.
Yeah, good one. Good one.
A few quick messages more. Firstly, one thing that I live by: keep God first. In whatever you do, keep God first, and everything is going to work to plan. And this for the parents who be watching this, to make pama. Happy kon jong pi ki don ka jing personal ni ki don ka passion. What nom pensangnya ki? I bore ki, I mensiam ki. Namba meningkong do mengi kum ki kon ngi mari ki mi ki pa. Dari ki pensangnya ki mi ki pa mengi ning la kut hang to hingi do mensiam no. Tika ni di nam tak mi ki pa. Ingi baro belong kong. Kani ka quote ka bang song not by ki training ka maju ai. If you find a wall in front of you, try to break it down. If you can't break it down, get a rope and climb over it. That's life for you. Thank you.
Very nice. Good one.
Koni siya man ay kublekir pang siya kini kilay ngot ki Riewshemphang Meghalaya kran ye ke jinga lenti jungki ke jingsham ke jing ba kum juru ke ek ba ke day ba ka bon ki students menemo ki participation ki students de kubri shibun ye ki ne bro lengot ba filap lap po khnang banwan siya kani ke program pat kum juru ngiket bok ki yang ye pi hakikam ki jam ki ba fitre pi kita ba ki nya be ya renti ba pinang kiu Riewshemphang pat kathong nang ni sakma kadang khamha shu de kubri shibun But kumjuru ye pi baro ki bapek ni program nga ai kublei but kerman ba kani ke program kalong ke ek program ke basai so ka ba ai mesiem ba ka bakit jengmut haduk kata lembah kani ke jing phliu jengmut jongi metagasngi ba kum juru ke ek message ka khubor ki baki ai kini bro language ki Riewshemphang kalong ka kenja message ka ba ka khubor le ka ba kentu ya phi baro ki samla ba kum juru tang ki samla ba ki laong kini language wat ki me ki pa ne baro ki target audience ni omo ki general baro samla ne na ne arang ba ne compare menuru ne kalong no tang kata kawe bangin wa ki la klenti namal ngakermen bangi ki brio haman iwe pe iwe ngidon ni kita kisap ki ba uble ula ba kum juru ki ong imene ki skills mu te ngakermen bangi don kata lemba ke jing trish tom sha jungi ni kong ba kum juru bangi pli kala klenti bat kum juru yunum do jingkermen kum ba ong ikong sera te ki don kita ki mau jun thodu yunum do jingkermen hendengin ki ba ong imene ma ina bu be ta kathong bangin di ban la be haduk ke bekut kum bangi sedang ngin pendap be haduk ke bekut te Nangyat sekian berfi baru kita pekik program selayu shibun kijing metoy bat kum juru la rapi don kino ki feedback lani ki reviews lani ki berfi kuaban consult kum angi menemo lani ki language ki Riewshemphang pila ban le ruha ki social media account ki baki don kum iba meshwaru idon ki social media account ki ba idon apa ki Facebook bat kum juru ki Instagram pila ban kali personally pila ban yakren pelu jungmut haki social media platform ki ba idon Pakum juri ikong sera iba shit don bah ki Instagram account ne ki Facebook no menemo shit manage kini ki social media network ini ki social media platform tema filaban kli ne filaban kli bertho ki eki jing ele ne ki jing sham ne kum hakaliang jokata ka English literature kum ong mi imo ka language ki ba ban improve ban bhasha shu ku kom kren kating kathliet te filaban kli ka sabhane ikong sera Bakum juru ni iba Arjun, iba di trainer ru jongkane ke North East Skills online. Isyadan haki social media platform kum ki Facebook ki kidu social media platform filaban kali ni kali bertau ki ki mo fidan na preju ki brang dan dau hadu mentaru la play osngo maka kini ki jingkran ru kindan hiki tu ki personal dau jong fi ki ba phim la ban ong mo te di lamba ka jing yakundu jing ilan dai phim kwa ban kundu ban iru filaban use ki social media account kali bertau ya ke ka ba phi kwa ban kali Titan kini kentian kublai shibun yes saya syam yang pat hak away katayo pat hak ke program.
Bye bye.
Bye.